Are daytime naps beneficial for training performance if you already get plenty of sleep? Your bedroom is for two things: sleep and procreating. Sleep and sex, that's it. It's not for watching television. It's not for working on your computer. It's not for, anything else.
With looking at professional athletes again, it is a really common tactic they use, but it's quite nice because for most professional athletes, they have training to do in the day and recovering to do in the day, and usually not too much else. And so they definitely will utilize it, and it's a great way of enhancing your recovery and giving you that extra downtime. And as we talked about so much with training adaptations, it's stimulus plus recovery equals adaptation. So it's a good one to add in there, but only if it then doesn't affect the rest of your sleep. Kind of people think if I can just get more sleep accumulated throughout the day, then that's good. But then if you then get to your regular bedtime and you're like, I cannot get to sleep to save my life, then that's where it starts to become really problematic. It's quite common to have quite a few hours of that lighter sleep. With the deep sleep, that's where you're kind of getting that real physical restorative things going on, like the actual structure of your body. And with the REM, that's where you're kind of going through a lot of the mental processing. If you look at the your stages, that you'll generally have most of your deep sleep pretty much at the beginning of your night, and then the REM will come in later in the evening. So it's really and that's because basically when you're first getting sleep, that physical restoration is make sure we're keeping the body ready to go, and then the REM is it kind of comes more towards the end of the night. So that's what really happens with a lot of people who don't get that sort of 7+ hours sleep, is they'll often cut themselves short of that REM, and that's where you can start to kind of stack issues with memory retention, and basically a lot of brain function can be impacted longer term. There's been some research to show that you'll be able to get the highest power outputs and the highest intensity stuff you can do is actually suited towards the afternoon, which is kind of surprising for a lot of people, but that's looking at as a general sense. But then you train your body to perform at certain times. So if you become a morning trainer and you always train in the morning, then you're going to be, your personal preference is always going to be when you train. And so it's quite an interesting challenge for athletes when they, if they're playing professional sports, have to play at night. Then if they're doing all the training in the morning, then it's this sort of interesting challenge of trying to get that kind of optimal situation where it's you don't want to be impacting your sleep, but you also want to be training to the right sort of time, because then it's going to impact your circadian rhythms. If you have to think about your time zones as well. And so it's quite interesting just how your body you'll have a certain chronotype, which that's an idea of a time type that you are. So there's they call them larks and owls, so morning larks and night owls, and different people will just genetically be that. But then you can also train yourself to be able to produce your best efforts by consistently training at a certain time. So just an interesting one there for application to high performance as well.
So I've created, because this is something I've been working on for the last decade of my life, I've created 5 rules to optimal sleep. And I've experimented with a lot of things. If you go back a year ago and watch the podcast, I was wearing these funky orange glasses. They're blue light blocking glasses, which I still have, that I wore for weeks and weeks and weeks, because that can impact your sleep. And I've done a lot. And so my 5 absolute rules that you must abide by to get high quality sleep is my first and foremost is exercise. Now, on the days that I exercise, and I exercise to a medium to a high intensity, I will sleep much better on those days. And the exercise for me has to be early in the day, in the first half of the day. If I exercise in the second half of the day, it often leads to I struggle to wind down to get prepared to sleep, because my body sort of releases adrenaline and endorphins, things like that. I have a warm shower within an hour of going to sleep, and that seems to really soothe and sort of calm me down. And there is some pretty good research to prove that that is a really nice way of just signaling to the body, okay, it's getting ready for sleep time. And coinciding with that, just prior to that, I turn a lot off in my house. I turn as many lights as I can off. I actually now have a Philips Hue lighting system in my place where I can choose the tone of light, so I can turn blue light off and turn the light into like a caramel or yellow color, which is a lot more soothing for the brain. I start to switch off screens. Fourth one is that I then, for the last hour that I'm awake, I read a book. I'm not watching a screen, which is really, really important for me. And then the fifth is that my bedroom is a bat cave. It is dark, it is cold, and there is minimal electronic devices in my bedroom to interfere with my body's neurological rhythms. Exercise is the stimulus, but it's the positive adaptations to exercise that you get the results from. You cannot do one and then expect the other if you're not creating an environment that is going to nurture that positive adaptation, because there are also, as Phil's pointed out many times, negative adaptations to exercise that can occur. If you get the dosage wrong, and not just necessarily the dosage in the time you spend exercising or the intensity you spend exercising or the quality of form and technique that you practice when you exercise, the dosage can be wrong when combined with how your all the other stress mechanisms in your life. And one of the main worst stress mechanisms in your life can be lack of sleep or sleep deprivation. So if you can be getting everything right, but if you're not getting enough sleep, the dosage of everything in your life will be wrong.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.